Limehood, the Hood Postman. We back with Fingers, part 2. My guy Carlton Bates, he can't figure out if he wants to hat on or off, man. It's kind of warm out here, man. But listen, man, you was a thorn in our side, man. We want to catch up with you, man. You was slippery. But my question to you, man, I don't know if it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys that actually, that core, that put that Lime team together. Who was that?
My homie, both my homies, they rested right now, and that's Gangsta, Bubs, and T-Moe.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And everybody else played their position. You know what I'm saying? They was with it.
Did you ever have a conversation with T-Moe or Gangsta Bubs to understand why it was a necessary thing to do?
No, I never had that conversation.
Okay.
But I went to school with Gangsta Bubs for a year. We went to Willowbrook together.
That must have been kind of different.
Well, it was different, but what I seen and what I acknowledged, they respected him. You know what I'm saying? Plus, he had some people from over on that side, so they didn't mess with him. They didn't mess with him, and they didn't mess with him, and he didn't mess with them.
There was a place called on Atlantic called Suzette Sunshine's Disco. Right there on Atlantic. You don't remember the disco place?
No, that's probably before my time. Atlantic and what?
It was right there off Atlantic and Compton Boulevard. It was right there on the corner.
That's what it was called?
Yes.
You sure it wasn't St. Louis and Atlantic?
I don't know the little street right there. But
that's St. Louis.
Okay. So,
it's like a dance hall.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
That's what it was called.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought it was called something else.
See, man.
No, seriously.
Fingers, was you smoking angel dust?
Nah.
Okay, I'm just asking.
Okay, it's cool.
I'm being funny.
I know, it's cool. I ain't tripping.
Listen, no, that place was called Suzanne Sunshine Disco because the 70s was the disco era.
That's before my time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was just wondering, was you guys functioning up there? Because I know a couple of times we went there, man. Piru was pretty deep up there.
I ain't gonna lie, I never been up there.
Okay. I just thought I'd mention it because that was like one of the staples in y'all section right there between y'all and the bishops.
Right.
Okay. So you spent 18 years in prison.
I did 25.
25. Wow.
On a murder robbery.
Murder robbery. And what year did that happen?
93.
93.
I remember like the back of my hand. I had just got out of the county jail for doing a robbery. I robbed the Shell gas station. God bless his soul. Me and my homie Jahan got away with $13,000. And I got arrested. I got out August 20th and came back August 26th for a murder robbery. I sit out 6 days.
Wow. So during that time, man, would it be easy or hard pressed to say that your mind was in the streets? Period.
I was sleepwalking. I was gone.
Explain.
I was on crack cocaine. You know, and depressed and stressed, and I got a hold of that stuff, and the rest was history. But I would say this, Melly Mel. God works in mysterious ways. It was a blessing in disguise that it's sad that I had to take someone's life to get my life. Because he put me somewhere where I had to get my stuff together. And he showed me some things that I wasn't proud of. I didn't appreciate. And I didn't like what I was seeing. So I had to get myself together.
So would you say that the Limehood, who was the first Limehood, or were you the first Limehood that went in and had that kind of time?
No, I got several homies that's locked up now, and some of them did just as much time as me. You know?
Were you guys able to function together on the yard?
I was never in the same prison with too many of my homies. You know, the ones that's locked up now. You know, but I didn't function with some of my homies.
What kind of yards were you on?
I done been from Pelican Bay all the way to Soledad to Mill Creek to Ironwood, Chuckawalla. I've been to 10 prisons.
So you were on some 4 yards?
Yeah.
So when you hit the 4 yards, was it mandatory to be part of
Oh, yeah.
The paperwork. And before you say was it mandatory to be part of the paperwork, or were you able to withstand it and stay true to what you believed in?
It was mandatory that you had to show up, whether you was on paperwork or not. But at the same time, if you wasn't under the paperwork, you had a little more leniency. See what I'm saying? But if you're under paperwork, rain, sleep, or shine, you got to be out there on the front line. You know what I'm saying?
And the front line often consists of wars with the Latinos or whatever, or the whites or whatever.
Whatever the case.
And based on the simplest things is puzzling.
That's
a water fountain, a bench, a handball court.
Or this dude owing this dude some money. And that dude, you could have known from the street. He could have been your best buddy, even though y'all from different races.
And everybody knows this. A couple of things you don't do. Gambling, homosexuality, and what else? Playing the dozens with somebody. Those things and drugs, and drugs. Those four, right?
Yeah.
You don't get into that. I don't play games either. I never played games with people. You know what I mean? I always just did my thing. And, y'all want to do that? You know what I mean? Go ahead. That way you have less contact, because the unknown represent fear. See, if people try to move towards you when they have that familiarity with you. You know what I'm saying? But if you keep yourself out of the shadow, in the shadows, out of the light,
distance.
Yeah, they be like less likely to approach you on something because they can't figure you out. You know what I'm saying? So, and I don't know, is that a technique that you use or not, but I know a lot of times dudes overplay their hand and wind up in a circumstance that they didn't anticipate based on too much interaction.
Well, I just speak on this very briefly. When I was in Pelican Bay, I'm glad I went there first, because that's where I seen they don't play. Ain't no fist fight, none of that. So with that being said, and I was going through some things, so I didn't go to the yard all the time. Not because I was scared, because I didn't feel like it. And my roommate used to come in and ask me, man, what's the name? Said, go to the yard. I'm like, okay. And he said it one too many times. I said, I'm gonna be out there, but I didn't go. I had to do what I had to do. And then when I came out the next day, I confronted dude. But I already know once I did that, there was no point in no return. And I just told him, man, whoever you send at me, just make sure they come right. If they don't, it's going to be bad for both of them. They just sent two youngsters.
Yeah, because at that level of prison, it's all about that knife. Ain't no fighting.
No, not up there. I'm not playing. I already got life. I mean, so be it. At that time, just like I said, my mind state. I got life, so if I get another life sentence, so be it. But, I thank God, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you right now.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, we're going to go ahead and lock the door, and we're going to pick back up, man. Professor Limehood, Carlton Bates, lock the door.
Proof of grind all the time, baby.
Yeah. Scotty Miners, baby. Proof of grind all the time. Music money. Got a dollar sign. Hub City. I'm a street nigga, streets fuck with me. I'ma keep pushing products till the feds get me. It's guap off top, diamond Cartier. That nigga Wall won't give a pro bitch the time of day. They see me climbing, they see me shining. That's hard work, proof of grinding. New money got me tipping in that 550. Ali, bad man, and I'm so pretty. I got that tech with me, that's my hater sprayer. Go big, grind now, nigga, play later. What can I say?